Hey guys, and welcome back to Cafe Rouge. I hope this sounds okay. I've fixed up my mic in the position that it's in and all this nice things, so hopefully this works. Let's get this started. Yes. Is it that one? The bright morning sun glared into my eyes. I still couldn't believe it. Valen's a vampire. Yeah, we're in the right spot. Maybe my body just hasn't gotten over the shock yet. Like, you don't realize someone is dead and reality kicks in a few days later. Jeez, now I'm getting all existential again. Getting out of bed, I got ready for school. History class started as usual. The bell rang soon enough, and Mr. Davidson came walking in soon after. Good morning, everyone. Everybody, I can't read. It's too early in the morning. I have an announcement today. Tomorrow will be my last day. Did he just say last day? Things have come up and I'll have to switch schools. Your normal history teacher will come back after I leave. Everybody's groaned. When Mr. Davidson here, people were able to get away with so much stuff. He really is a softie. Now that that's over, let's start class. Ronnie, do you want a goodbye present? We should throw a goodbye party. Somebody order cheese or pizza. Chinese. I read that as cheese. God, it's so early. Why am I recording so early? No, both. I appreciate all this, but as expected, we skipped class entirely as the students took over. Well, time for another day at the cafe. I shut the door behind me. Where is everybody? Pomeriggio? Signorina MeliZ. Yes. Good afternoon, Aldo. What do I have to do today? Eh? Aldo blinked, surprised. Oh, did the big boss not tell you? Tonight, no cuisine. Oh, that's right. Last night was the dinner party, so Aldo has a day off. He killed himself last night and almost set his hair on fire again. Then what should I do? I'm sure Christopher needs help or something, or somebody. Why don't you go find them? Well, another day in the cafe won't do me bad. Let's just hope I don't run into that guy. There we go. Head to the bar. Hey, Chris. Hey, MeliZ, what's up? Nothing much. Just looking for somebody to help with. Aldo kicked you out of the kitchen. Sitting down the classes, Chris brought over a bottle of Riesling and set it on the bar counter. Want to learn some of my secret vinification techniques? Vinny? I gotta learn how to say these words. Vinification. Yes. I said it on the first try. Taking my hand, Chris brought me over behind the door. Bar. God. There are two general categories of wine. The still uncarbonated kind and the sparkling carbonated kind. Do you know where we get our wine? I shook my head. We rely on local wine distributors that bring imports from wineries in Italy and France. We also get our wine from across the West Coast in California. Fuck yeah, California. I nodded my head, waiting for him to continue. These grapes are crushed, fermented, and finally are shipped to us after 1 to 3 years of living in the cellars. For the next few months, he demonstrated everything he knew about winemaking. I think I should go to check that lobby. Who knows? Aldo might need me again. Oh, okay. Thanks for helping, MeliZ. You did nothing. Time to head home. Was that literally it? I feel like I could have gotten more out of that. Wait. Load that shit. Yeah, okay. Let's head to the stage. I literally feel like okay, let's go. You know what? At this point, we're just trying to see what has the most interesting way to go. Climbing over the stage podium, I took my time observing the velvet fabric and the red curtains. A noise sounded in the stage shadows. Oh, shit. Can I go back? The figure stepped out of the dark. Hello there. I turned tailed and walked the opposite direction. Wait a minute. He was much faster than I. In less than a minute, he caught up to me, grabbing my arm. Please don't panic. I'm not trying to hurt you or anything. I shot him a glare. Struggling, I was trying to shake off his hand on me, but Damien didn't budge. Is there something you want? Yes, I want to apologize. Will you please hear me out? I narrowed my eyes. Could I trust this guy? I'm listening. Finally, Damien lets go. I rubbed my arm. The spot where he gripped ached painfully. I'm sorry for treating you the way I did. I've mistaken you for someone else, and obviously now I know you're not that person. Or someone sent to resemble that person to trouble Antoine. I had an aching suspicion that Damien was the person who I overheard last week in Antoine's office. Why was he apologizing now? Is he trying to lie to me? It didn't make any sense. Well? Sorry, but I really have to get back to work. Don't want to have Cafe Rouge closing down, right? Damien perked up his brows, confused. What? Don't play dumb. I heard you and Antoine arguing in his office. Damien's face hardened, and he shot me a frosty glare. And how much did you hear? Enough to know you're a lying bastard with lots of secrets. You fooled everybody except for me. I'm not an idiot. Huh. This is none of your business. It's between him and me. Talking to you now only proves the situation has nothing to do with you. You may look like her, but clearly your outward appearance bears no connection to her and us at all. Wait, what? Her? What? Yes, her. Reading my puzzled expression, he immediately shuts up. There was an awkward moment as his mouth gaped open and his eyes wandered to and fro like his tongue slipped something he shouldn't have said. Not bothering to answer me, he turned his back to me and walked off the stage. Time to head home. That was much more interesting. Holy shit. Time for school again. Another day. Oh, we're just gonna fucking skip it? Cool. Another day of school is over and it's time to head to work. I opened the kitchen door. Aldo was in the back counter, holding baskets full of brown crud? Hey, Aldo, what are you doing? Good after. What the fuck? You know what? Whatever that word is. Miss Isis is just sorting truffles. Truffles? Yes. Can you not still? Mamma mia. Truffle mushrooms, never heard of? I like how he calls us Miss Isis when that's not her name. I eat chocolate truffles before. Aldo patted my shoulder. Try this. He slipped a thin slice of brown curd into my mouth. The aroma and taste bursted onto my taste buds and took me by surprise. This crud was darn tasty, like eating earthy perfume. I don't think perfume's supposed to taste good. Now. I'm sorting the Chinese truffles from the Italian. Throw the Chinese away, please. They're just trash. If you can please prepare these truffles for me, that would be lovely. Did he literally say that? Holy shit, you dude. Good luck. Finally, they were finished. There used to be like a little mini game that you can actually like separate them, and I really enjoyed those little mini games. Except for the fucking maze one. I didn't enjoy that one. Setting the truffles aside, I left the kitchen door. Where was everybody? With no one around, I climbed up the red stage. The sound of my footsteps echoed through as I ventured further in. Stepping over the wires, I carefully avoided the stage equipment. It was a glimmer of gold in a haunting dark. I was too drawn in by possibility of finding the source to be frightened by the unknown. Huh? I found something. There it stood, concealed in the dark, a large golden harp much taller than I, half hidden under a dusty cover. Hesitantly, I reached my fingers over the strings. What are you doing here? Gasping, I rolled my body around. I was... His eyes wandered into the golden instrument, observing it carefully, pondering. It wasn't long before his attention turned back to me. Do you know how to play? I'm sorry? He chuckled. Play the harp, silly goose. Oh no. Would you like to learn? He pulled the dusty cover off, revealing the golden spectacular in its entirety. Antoine held out his hand, waiting for me. Come here. Let me teach you. I hesitated because I was not entirely sure what his intentions were. After a moment of consideration, I decided to play my trust in him and gave him my hand. Antoine pulled over a bench and led me to the seat. Now this is a pedal harp, which makes you a harpist. Those 7 pedals below are what makes the notes flat or sharp. Pardon me, Miss Black. You do not know basic music theory, yes? I nodded. Now then, hand position. He walked away. It was too dark to see where he was going. I gasped. Oh, this is so pretty! This is the moment where I'm just like, I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna take a photo. Boom. Yes. Sorry. Middle of gameplay, and I'm doing that. I gasped suddenly as I felt his body press against mine. That's delicious. He rested his head on my shoulder while his long, lean arms reached out beneath my own, lifting them towards the strings. There isn't one perfect hand position, but in your case, and make sure your elbows are just above the level of your ribcage. His fingers intertwined with mine. Now, when you pluck, make sure to cross your fingers to your palm right after you're playing a note. Don't want to snag your finger now, do we? He chuckled into my ear. You know what? I would love to learn how to play this. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's really cute. I only managed to let out a whimper and a nod. It was so hard to concentrate with his breath right under the line of my jaw. Now pluck. I plucked the string, playing the note. Good. Now press down pedal. Good. Play it again. Antoine's finally let go of my hands. I let my fingers freely flow across the strings, playing a short melody. The sound was gorgeous. My, what a natural. His head still rested on my shoulders. I swear I could feel him smile. Trying not to concentrate on his breath, my eyes wandered elsewhere. Antoine? Yes? Who taught you all of this? Antoine grew quiet. An old friend. There was a long silent moment. Unexpectedly, I felt Antoine let go of me as he stood. You should go home. Then he left. It's chilly. The night had a strange, daunting atmosphere. I didn't know why, but for some reason, it felt unsafe. Well, I couldn't stay here at Café Rouge. I had to get home. Shaking off the weird feeling, I headed home. I stopped. Looking behind, I could have sworn somebody was following me. Just because you're being followed. The echoes of footsteps were not my own. Stealing a glance behind, I saw a glimpse of shadow disappear swiftly from my view. Panic rushed through me. I sped up my pace. Someone was here, following me. Someone. I could hear them. This would be where the maze is, and you would get a bad ending if you took the wrong turns and stuff like that. Coming closer and closer and closer. Louder and louder. Every once in a while, I looked over my shoulder, glancing cautiously at my surroundings. I sped up my pace. Strange. I couldn't hear them anymore. Ah! The hand covered my mouth completely. In my panic, I struggled to get free, but the owner of the hand was too strong. It must have belonged to a man. What was he going to do? Mug me? What if he kills me? No. What if he... A chill ran through my spine. Shh, Miss Black. It's okay. I won't hurt you. It's all right. I recognized that voice. The fingers relaxed, loosening its grip on my face. Unexpectedly, they curled around my chin, gently twisting my view towards the concealed face in the shadows. It took me a few seconds to finally recognize who it was. Antoine, what are you doing here? On the look out for my restaurant. Looks like I've made the right choice yet again. Oh, thank God. I thought somebody was following me. He didn't answer for a long moment. On the contrary, Miss Black, I think someone is. The blood drained from my face. Well, what are you going to do? What are we going to do? Fuck! My voice shook. Almost immediately, his long arms surrounded me, pressing me gently to his chest. He planted a kiss to my forehead, as if he was trying to reassure me. You'll be fine. Just stay with me. I'll walk you home and... He patted his side pocket. I have a good friend Jefferson here with me. His words confused me. I took a closer look at his pocket only to freeze in shock. You have a gun? Just a Glock. Just a Glock! It's just a Glock, Melly. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Antoine smiled reassuringly down at me. Are you crazy? You brought a fucking gun? Do you know how dangerous that is? He didn't answer, surprised by my reaction. A chuckle escaped from his lips a moment later. Not a conservative. You brought a gun. I can't believe you own a gun. You're crazy. You're... Miss Black, I don't think now's the best time to discuss about our different views on politics. I mean, out of nowhere, a large hand grabbed my neck from behind. Holy shit, I screamed. That is a loud scream. Fucking voice actor who did that. Shit, you got some lungs on ya. I screamed and my hair was choked off. Antoine rushed past me in a blur, and in a moment that hand released me. I collapsed to the ground with a thud. What the fuck? 2 gunshots sounded loudly in my ear, but I was too concerned about getting my precious air back, breathing in ragged breaths. Before I could see what was happening ahead, Antoine rushed back to me, grabbed me by my waist. What? We're running. Running? My feet were barely on the ground! Here, take this. He practically shoved the gun into my hands. I was going to ask him to put me down in a few inappropriate gestures involving my hand in his face, but you know what? Now wasn't the time. I didn't want to die. I can't use a gun. Are you crazy? You know, I really didn't think it was true, but maybe all blondes are dumb blondes after all. And then she screams. Screaming, I pulled the trigger 3 times. The culprit only a few feet from us, and even though I missed all 3 shots, thank God I slowed them down. Okay, you're right. Guns save lives. I could hear him chuckle. Out of nowhere, a dark figure ran into Antoine, knocking him over. It knocked the wind out of him, and he dropped me, letting me fall to the ground. In my quick thinking and short distance, I shot the culprit in the leg. The figure collapsed to the cement walkway, cringing in pain. This time, I was the one dragging him. Come on, Antoine. It was hard, no, impossible for me to even lift him. But in no time, Antoine got up again. Even so, it was too late. Trapped by the wall, we both stopped as 2 more figures emerged from the dark. Antoine yanked me behind effortlessly, spinning me, pinning me back to the wall. His back was to me, concealing me almost completely from their view. Hello, gentlemen. Lovely evening, isn't it? May I ask your business here tonight? We have no business with you. Just give us the girl and we'll leave. Now, gentlemen, let's behave, shall we? We have a lady present. Shut up. you want this to turn into a bloody brawl, you ain't gonna win. Damn. Hand her over and we won't rip your face apart. Damn. Well, such a shame. I'm afraid I can't do that, gentlemen. Cowering from behind, my eyes darted back and forth between the three men. As if sensing my fear, Antoine reached his hand out to my face from behind, covering my eyes, and whispered something barely audible enough for me to hear. Close your eyes and cover your ears. Ooh, shit. Everything's going to be alright, you hear? Lips quivering, I could only give a small nod. I shut my eyelids tightly and buried my hands over my ear holes. A moment later, I could feel his back leave me. Antoine? A snarl sounded and a blood-curdling screech. I could still hear them, and I cringed against the street wall whilst it started. Limbs crashed against limb, and the horrible sound of ripping flesh sounded in my eardrums. And then the same familiar stench of rusting salt reached my nostrils. I dared to take a peek, lifting an eyelid. Oh, he's so good. Oh, he's such a good boy. Oh, I love him. No, never mind. Forget that image. We want this image. Yes. Oh my God. His face was untouched, perfect and pallid like porcelain. But the sight of blood dripping down his face startled me, and I couldn't help but cower from his sight. I could feel my consciousness leave me as the stench of blood finally reached my nose. It was all too sick, too horrifying, and too bloody. Something soft was caressing my cheek. Yes, the black was fading away and the light of the office greeted me. Finally. I was laying on the red sofa and Antoine was over me, dabbing my forehead. The scene was so different from what seemed to be seconds before the cold, bloody streets of the night. What happened? You fainted, silly goose. I brought you here. You have a cut on your cheek. He continued to dab my face, brushing away some loose strands from my eyes. Antoine looked so different from earlier. His hair was now combed back, and the blood gone, wiped clean from his face and clothing. So different from that fiend, that vampire. Did you not notice, like the fucking moral of the story is that vampires aren't monsters? They're just like you and me. They just have like a whole different society and stuff like that. And like truly, he saved your life, and you're complaining. Girl, what the fuck? Sorry, I must have looked like a vile Yankee leech. Didn't mean to frighten you so. Yankee? Never mind. It's a jaded term for those in the New England. His fingers reached out hesitantly as he was scared to touch me. Not that it mattered at the moment. I had a lot of questions. Shit, and the video's turning long. You know what? We're gonna figure out those questions next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm enjoying this too. And I'll see you guys in my next video, my next live stream. Hopefully my mic sounded a lot better than it usually does. So until next time, bye. Jane. Have a good one.